Alright there geezers, Jules here from FGS, home of the Future Games Show, and I bet that you are gripping your Taro Sakamoto-sized body pillows with goonerish glee seeing the title of today's deep cut episode, because yes, I am back to delve once more into the rather musty and questionably moist world of anime video games. And I tell you what, my friends, I have seen things. Things that I wish that I could both unmake in the sense of dismantling the awful and depraved video games that I've witnessed researching this, but also the people who made them as well, because there is something deeply wrong with the world when you can go to Steam, click upcoming popular anime game releases, and see a title about trying to breed with your elf blood relatives. And no, it's not appearing on this list. But what we are going to be talking about today is a follow-up to my other video on anime video games, and so I have found 8 more esoteric and odd titles that I bet you've never played. So with this in mind, I'm Jules, this is FGS, and these are 8 more anime video games I bet you've never played. Oh, and just so that we're clear on what counts as an anime video game for me in this list, it isn't just video games that are based off of animated movies and TV shows, but also ones that are built from the ground up to emulate an anime style. Got it? Good. So let's kick things off with an example of this with number 8, Nitro Express. Now I am taking a bit of a gamble with Nitro Express because technically at the time of recording this video the game isn't actually out yet, but will be by the time that you see this. So yeah, hello from the past and all that. Have we developed clean energy and colonized Mars yet? I mean, I realise it's a lot to ask for in like 2 weeks, but a lot can happen, as we have seen. The world moves very quickly and sometimes very scarily. Anyway, back on track, let's talk about Nitro Express, which is basically if you took Metal Slug and stuffed it full of kawaii anime action. And if you're nodding your head and saying, yes please Jules, well yeah, trust me, I'm right there with you. Because I'm looking at a mirror apparently when I use that metaphor. Yes please Jules, yes please Jules, yes please Jules, yeah, like fry, like fry, like fry. Now Nitro Express looks like absolute chaos in the best ways possible, with tons of different weapons to get trigger happy with and 12 different gadgets, grenades and support items that you'll be spamming to Kingdom Come in order to survive against all of the rogue AI that is standing in your way. Now hilariously, the devs point out that all of the dialogue in this game and you know the plot can actually be skipped entirely if you refuse to answer your walkie-talkie, and will also actually inform different endings of the game, meaning that if you are too wrapped up in all of the chaos, you can just pepper the narrative as well with bullet holes by just ignoring the walkie-talkie. I mean, if this looks like your cup of animated tea, then Nitro Express drops on the 19th of May, or actually should be out right now. So let me know if you picked it up and if it's any good. It looks it. Number 7, Initial D the Arcade. Now I know that some of you will be cracking your knuckles and pushing up your glasses up your stupid oily faces in order to type, Jules, I actually have heard of and played Initial D before, you BAKA. Why don't you hand in your weeb card before you gacha these fists? But hey now, whoa now, slow down there killer, because I've got a question for you. Have you? I mean, have you played all of the Initial D games? Because my deep-fried lord, I did not know that there were this many entries into this anime racing franchise. I genuinely typed in Initial D and hoped that maybe I'd find like one title I'd not seen before, but there are countless console releases, mobile phone games, collectible card games, even a bloody pachinko machine or two. Because of course there is. But you know what, after scanning through all of them, one in particular caught my eye, the 2021 arcade release of Initial D the Arcade, which honestly is such a joy to play and experience that you need to know more about it. I mean, not only does this game boast an impressively chunky aesthetic, but it also pays homage to the original manga with stills lifted directly from the pages and new illustrations lovingly recreated in that style. There's on-screen flashes and text exclamations when you hit corners perfectly, and you know what? The soundtrack is utterly godlike. Well, I mean, godlike if you want to feel like you're stuck in the opening moments of a Sonic game, which I do pretty much every waking moment of my life. It's got more cheese than a fromagerie, it is ridiculous and over the top, but you know what? It's also one of the most hyper racing games that I have played in ages, and you will feel like the main character every time you buckle in and push that rev count into the red line. I will never be cool. Number 6, Gal Remaster. So when I was but a wee lad, still with hair and sans beard, I remember stumbling across an animated arcade game known as Dragon's Lair and was blown away by its combination of high quality animation and the choose your own adventure style gameplay. In fact, it's what caused me to pester my parents relentlessly for the Dragon's Lair NES port because I thought that it would be the same. Oh, how wrong I was. How wrong I was. Hot garbage. Still, boy howdy did I get a similar hit of, oh well, this just looks lovely when I stumbled across the Gal Remaster that dropped recently, because this title had completely passed me by when it originally landed in arcades way in 1985, mainly because it was before I was born. Yes, I know I look old, but I'm not that old. Now, Gal Remastered operates in a similar vein to Dragon's Lair, with the player able to save our hero from imminent death with split-second button prompts. And it's all animated in that wonderful toy animation style, which infuses the action with a Dragon Ball-like flair, which is just so appealing to see play out, as you can now witness. As you travel across different time periods in the hopes of rescuing a time-traveling device which was stolen by an evil force, you'll experience monsters, traps, and of course, everyone's favourite, hilariously bad and weird voice acting. Also, Gal over here really needs to have a word with her teleporter operator because they are dropping her right in the bloody middle of some serious business each and every time that she hops. I mean, couldn't they have dropped her outside of the Colosseum instead of right in front of an armed gladiator? Come on, lads. I mean, sure, the game isn't all that deep, but what it is a solid piece of arcade joy, and it looks absolutely stunning in its HD form. Plus, it's full of wonderful animation, and you can enjoy all of this right now in this updated package. Number 5, Dinosaur King for the arcade. Oh me, oh my, it's that dinosaur guy, a mid-2000s animated TV show that, thanks to an equally mid-fan-base reception, saw it hit fossilization at the tail end of 2008. However, while the manga and TV show might not have set the world on fire, over in Japan, the Dinosaur King franchise got the mother of all arcade cabinets because it held a super impressive feature. That being that you could swipe physical cards that you could collect to upgrade your dinosaurs in-game and even teach them new moves, Pokemon style-y. An arcade machine that prints out bespoke trainer cards that you swipe to unlock moves, and it's centered around dinosaurs? Be still my beating rat heart. That would have been the dream and likely wet one of my younger self, because this sounds amazing. And it was. I mean, sure, the voice acting here in the game is ropey enough to lasso a horse with.
I'm on it, Zoe. Okay, here goes.
And the Alpha Gang are led by somebody who I would think with 100% certainty is going to tell me to get off his lawn. But the moment-to-moment gameplay is so much fun that it's very easy to ignore. Plus, some of these animations are, how do I put this? Oh yeah, f***ing hilarious. It's almost at battle construction vehicle levels of over-the-top moves. I mean, not quite obviously, but it still will make me cackle to the end of days every time I see a Triceratops spear another dinosaur with a bolt of goddamn lightning. If you can, seek this game out and play it. Number 4, Ham Heartbreak. Ham Heartbreak. Not just the name that doctors affectionately label a case of cardiac arrest caused by excessive meat consumption, but also the name of one of the most charming Game Boy Advance games that you'll ever see. Set in the world of the Hamtaro books and anime, this game sees you having to rebuild relationships that have been destroyed by an evil, love-hating hamster called Spat, who has gone around the world spreading rumors and using magic to tear everyone apart. What an absolute dick move, right? Well, now it's down to Hamtaro and their friends to save the day and repair these lost loves, and you do so in a charming Chants of Sonar style fashion by learning new hamster-centric words known as ham chat and solving word matching puzzles in order to get everyone speaking the same language. And that language, my friends, is the language of love. Come on over, baby. Don't know Pookie, my love, as I've got a mega Q sunflower seed for you to paka. Ooh, is it getting steamy in here? No, it's just me radiating embarrassment because I've just used ham chat in a video. When I wrote that down, that was funnier, but that was pure cringe. Still, as light-hearted RPGs go, this is a surprisingly well thought out and polished offering, so much so that I'm actually going to check out other Hamtaro titles at some point to see if they're all this well made. But for now, Heartbreak, it's leading the pack. Number 3, King Arthur and the Knights of Justice. Okay, yes, as you can see, the evil Finger Temple of Doom is out once more, and yes, that's because I've gotten so freaky with the concept of this list that it's left gasping and can barely hold itself together, and I say this because this next game isn't technically based off of a Japanese manga or animated show, but instead comes from a children's Saturday morning cartoon series that hit the airwaves in the early 90s. However, I think that you will excuse me for this stinkery because this game is an absolute mad lad when it comes to its plot, and it's hilariously difficult in places, to the point where it's rather sadistic to think that this was made for kids. To start off, let's look at the plot, which has seen a great evil capture the Knights of the Round Table, forcing Merlin to look for replacements. And because he's clearly just a lazy shite, he's just googled Knights of the Round Temo edition and found Arthur Knight and his pals who form the Knights American football team. Ah yes, thought Merlin, surely this quarterback and his mate Darren would be a good stand-in for renowned warriors, and all of those days spent training to tackle people and throwing egg-like balls will perfectly transfer over to sword swinging. And of course, because this is a kids show, that is exactly what happens, and so now it's up to Arthur Darren and his other friends to slay everything not wearing good guy armor and save the day. Weirdly enough though, this game actually serves as the canonical ending to the Knights of Justice narrative, as while the TV show didn't actually get a proper ending, here if you defeat the big evil, the team are returned home and peace is restored. Isn't that lovely? Oh boy, howdy gee whiz. Now all they have to do is forget that time travel exists and that magic also exists and explain why their entire team has vanished for like 3 years. I'm sure they can think something out. Number 2, Sands of Destruction. Okay, so I won't lie to you, my friends. When I first read the features and gameplay highlights for DS game Sands of Destruction, I was, how best to put this, whelmed. I wasn't underwhelmed, and I certainly wasn't overwhelmed, I was just whelmed. It kind of looked like every other RPG on the market at the time, and outside of a teddy bear with an eye patch party member, looked about as humdrum as a snare filled with people thinking aloud. That was a dumb joke. But then I saw it, the feature that would propel Sands of Destruction out of obscurity once more and into this episode. The ability to, in the heart of battle, use one-liners to throw off your enemies. Oh yeah, make room in the pool, it's time for a Julesy cannonball. These abilities, called quips, can be used by characters to provide buffs to your party or debuffs to the enemy, and because they carry a writing style that some would call, I've attended 3 creative writing classes in my life and have now penned a self-insert novel, are hilariously bad,
time to make your peace,
and funny,
I've gotta do something,
and most often, both.
Time to make your peace. Exit stage left.
Thankfully, the acting is slightly better in the 2008 anime of the same name, as is the angry teddy bear companion, but don't kick yourself if you don't remember either, as it's with good reason that Sands of Destruction has been lost to the Sands of Time itself, because it was just meh. Yeah, it's right, meh. But I bet you haven't played it. And number 1, Cosmo Warrior Zero. And so we close out the show with a title that just makes me smile from ear to bloody bold ear, and that's because it is so utterly fun and utterly wonky that it kind of reminds me of playing like Under the Skin for the PS2, but with the backing of Red Dead Revolver. Oh yeah. And I say that because Cosmo Warrior Zero for the PC and PS1 is an arena shooter in which you enact the most hilariously silly battles with other star-striding superstars, and is based on the anime of the same name in which Zero has to hunt down the elusive pirate known as Captain Harlock. The levels are varied and colourful, and the roster of characters is beefy enough to make a butcher's lip quiver. Plus, the action is so delightfully chaotic that it's a literal blast to play, especially if you just stand around spamming all the explosive grenades that you can to destroy the scenery. Oh yeah. However, I will admit that it is also hilarious to watch supposedly marksman-efficient characters shooting like it's the first time that they've ever picked up a gun. Although, to be fair, the controls are just weird enough that upon first playthrough, you too will be looking like it's baby's first video game experience. Yeah, you use the shoulder buttons to strafe and move around. You got like tank controls and the aiming is very weird. It's odd. But what is truly this game's selling point is the cat and mouse gameplay that emerges when things get down to the wire. Hiding behind boxes to set up an ambush or destroying terrain to create firing lines, all of this works in conjunction with each character's special powers and abilities, and it adds huge replayability to this game. It's actually kind of a shame that there isn't a two-player mode on offer, because this battle arena format would lend itself so well to some sofa-based showdowns. But still, what we've got is a game that is very weird, and I bet obscure enough that most of you have never played it. You're welcome. And there we go, my friends. Those were 8 more anime video games I guarantee you've never played. Let me know what you thought about it down in the comments section below, and if you want to chat to me on the social medias, you can do so over here on Blue Sky and Instagram, where I'm at RetroJ, but the O is a 0. Before I go, my friends, I just want to say one thing. Hope that you're treating yourself well. Hope you're treating yourself with love and respect, because you deserve the bloody best, all right? Don't let anything or anyone else in that stupid world outside tell you otherwise. You are a massive ledge, and you deserve the bloody best, my friend. All right, now get out there and smash it. Show that world who's boss. It's you. All right, as always, I've been Jules. You have been awesome. Never forget that. I'll speak to you soon. Bye.